It is August 26, 2019, and I did not want to pass up a chance to profile or take a look at any of the peppers that make it in our yard. This one right here, as you can tell, has had a really haggard time. This is the Fushimi pepper. We got a couple more that we're drying to put in our mix powder of just all our random stuff that we pull aside. But this plant, it wasn't going to be one that we planted in our yards. This came from Eseon's and family. Eseon's family garden. It is the Fushimi pepper. It's a traditional Japanese pepper. We also got shishito peppers that are doing excellent right now. They're really thin-walled peppers and kind of wrinkly. This one's ripening up. One of our goals every year in the yard is to try to save seeds that we can share with the community. And this plant, I wouldn't necessarily think that I would want to save seeds from any of the pods that came from the plant. We've already pulled 2 off of it, 1 more. The reason I wanted to sit down and kind of give it a chance is because it has survived so many different things just to get here. So this plant went through a lot. I mean, it's one of the ones that was actually hit by, a weed killer on accident. So it, the fact that it survived through and everything else like that, we're gonna have a usable pod off of it, and it's having its rougher days. So I'm not quite sure. We're not going to pull it from the yard or pull it from the peppers and stuff. We're just going to put it off to the side in a different spot and see if we can pull any more peppers this year out of it. But this may be the only chance, and I really didn't want to pass up the opportunity. I'll take this in and give it a try. They can be hot. They're traditionally just sweet, thin-walled sweet cooking peppers, Japanese peppers. Let me show you guys the shishito really fast. This is a Fushimi next to shishitos. And they're thin-walled, so when you cook them they can get a little bit flaky too if you don't use too much oil. So we'll go in and we'll just give this a basic taste test. We won't be using it for cooking or anything, but didn't want to pass it up. Love you guys. Catch you in a second. Alright, so it's August 26, 2019. This is, once again, it's the Fushimi pepper. This one's reddening up a little bit. It's so tempting to save seeds from this, especially since I believe the issue that we're having with this pepper in our yard this year, and we had it a little bit with the shishito, but not as much, other than our crazy weather and bizarre year that we were having. This one is Japanese traditional peppers, which means it's sort of coastal or more humid environment, as well as it was grown in sapper's yard, I believe, so it would be a more humid, also a warmer zone also. So we really follow the evolution and stuff like that. So to get a better plant going would have been a huge goal for us, and it's probably a goal for us next year, is to get the Fushimi going in a stronger plant so that we can save the seeds from that and then kind of evolve it to our zone, and then each year after that it gets stronger and stronger for our area. But I kind of really like these thin-walled ones, especially for cookers. If you don't use a lot of oil, I don't really like a lot of the oil and stuff like that. The shishito, they have a cooking method called blistering that makes the shishito and this one really well, but I almost like the way that the thin-walled almost gets a flakiness to it if you don't use too much oil or keep it too saturated and wet. But we'll take a look at this one. We've never had this one or the shishito. Some of these are hot. The slightly mild to a little bit heat ones are more sought after. The shishito, it should be like the exact same plant, like 1 in 10 or a few in 10 will be hot on the same plant. So it's not like every pod will be hot. It'll be a gamble on whether or not you hit the hot ones. And they also believe in saving the hotter seeds are more sought after in these kinds of peppers for some reason, or the hotter peppers, the seeds from those ones. Man, that looks like a lot of good seeds too. So this one could be hot. I don't have anything ready. I'm not using gloves. Give this a try.
is dark in the camera anyways.
That is, sorry, we saw that I'm coming up dark in the camera. That is really good. That is, that wasn't what I was expecting. Remember when we tried those beans out of the yard this year? It tastes like one of those bean pods. This would make perfect sense for like a stir fry or a lot of versions of cooking like that. Especially the way I like for stir fry, for example, I like the crisper the vegetables. I like them to be almost fresh sliced and really crisp. Almost maybe not even cook them to get them on there to make sure they're crisp enough. This, for sure. You could eat that whole piece if you'd want right there. We had a couple beans out of our yard this year. They were Blue Lake Bush. We didn't know that the Blue Lake beans were edible, like you'd eat the pod too. We thought you had to open that, like you had to shell those kind. But we found out that you could eat them even though the skin's just a little tiny bit tougher than say like other kinds of softer bean types like that you eat with the whole pod.
Yeah, that pepper is really good.
This one, it's almost like having a pepper and a bean in your food at the same time.
Yeah. It's really good.
This tastes closer to the bean pods we had than it does. You want to try the last piece? If I was to say anything about this one's a little less of one that I would pop off of the vine and snack on in the yard. There's not really a crispiness to it. There's more of, you know, I probably have seen this. Like, we probably seen this pepper and thought didn't even know it was a pepper in our food before.
Possibly.
In Asian foods before.
It was good. It's good. It's a good pepper.
So it's a traditional Japanese pepper. Kyoto, Japan, I think. I don't know. I'm just babbling half the stuff. Don't believe anything we say. This isn't like, we're definitely not professionals. This is just our personal experience for hopefully inspiring interest for people to try something new out in their yards. And this is an excellent cooking pepper. I'm going to have to try the shishito. I'm worried about the gamble on the shishito, but we got 7 or 8 pods forming out there at least, so we're hoping to get 10 pods at once. And so if it's a 1 in 10, I'm going to sit down and figure out what my odds are, or what my gamble is on that. I'll probably get 9 out of 10. But this is the Fushimi pepper. Thanks to Eseon's Family Garden. We'll provide the link in the description. This is a really good cooking pepper. I wouldn't say this isn't something I'd snack on in the yard. It's not something.
No, it's definitely something I would like to add to stir fry. You know, any Asian dishes that we choose to make.
The Korbaki tasted like, the Korbaki sweet pepper tastes like a sweet pea pod.
Yeah. When
it's still green or yellow. This one tasted like the bean pod.
Yeah.
This one tasted like the shell of the bean without the beans inside of it.
Yeah.
Except it had some pretty good seeds. But hopefully the plant out there will get a couple more. But I'll catch you in a second. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Alright everyone, so that's the Fushimi pepper. Sorry it's not a very good look at this one. Our growing experience is strictly in containers right now for this yard. So all our plants may look a lot different than the ones that you guys would be able to grow. We'll probably give this one a try next year. I know that we give out hundreds of plants to friends, family, and community members every year as well. So my guess is that there's a couple others of these that are growing. So I'll have to talk to a few family members and stuff like that and see where the other sprouts ended up. This one just kept on kicking butt and kicking butt and kicking butt, and I'm surprised it even made it. So when it came time to relay stuff out into the yard, it was like, we're putting this one out here. We're going to give this one a chance next to the shishito. The shishito did a lot better for us so far. But I didn't want to let it pass by. I didn't want a chance for it. This is a really unique pepper. It's the Fushimi. I'd recommend growing it if you like peppers that kind of taste like bean pods and cooking for Asian foods. It's a little bit of a thinner walled, flakier pepper for cooking, prone to a style of cooking. We've never really done it. It's blistering. And we might try that on the shishitos because we'll have quite a few of them. But August 26, 2019. This is UT. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Fushimi pepper.